Am I your child, or just a charity award? You got a hollowed out heart, but it's heavy in your chest. I try so hard to fight it, but it's hopeless, hopeless. You're hopeless. Oh, Father, please, Father, I love to leave you alone, but I can't let you go. Oh, Father, please, Father, put the bottle down for the love of a daughter. It's been 5 years since we spoken last. Can't take back what we never had. Oh, I can be manipulated only so many times, and before even I love you starts to sound like a lie. You got a hollowed out heart, but it's heavy in your chest. I try so hard to fight it, but it's hopeless, hopeless. You're hopeless. Oh, Father, please, Father, I love to leave you alone, but I can't let you go. Oh, Father, please, Father, put the bottle down for the love of a daughter.
Andrea, out of everyone this round, I think you had the best interpretation of this theme. The emotion in this is rather overwhelming, so well done. You listened to my feedback and put more power into this song, as well as increased the volume of the high notes. You're still struggling to do that on the low notes though, but I don't expect you to become perfect overnight. I have a different appreciation for your voice now. I really enjoyed how you transitioned to your head voice and then down again to that raspy middle voice. The texture of your voice is just wonderful. And the new mic definitely helps to make the texture of your voice really crisp. However, the biggest problem with this recording is that the sound is peaking at the loudest notes. You told me that you got the same mic I have, so what I will suggest is to pull the gain all the way down. And if this still doesn't help, try moving away from the mic when you belt. It's not the ideal mic for singing unfortunately, but it's great for its price. I hope you don't think I fooled you or something by writing what mic I had in the tips document, but I really wasn't aware of this until quite recently. Also, you must use compressor on your voice recording. I can tell you don't. That really improves the quality 1,000 times. Also remove noise, add 6 decibels of bass and then compressor again. At least that's what I do for my recordings, but I've never tried that for singing recordings, so just play around with it. I know you can get better quality than this. Still, I think you did really well. But as Kanyau said, your runs are really lacking. The previous winner also came into this competition unable to perform runs, but she learned to during the competition, so it's definitely possible. I'll link a video to you that I linked to her. Good luck!
This was a little bit loose technique-wise, in pitch and in phrasing, but I liked your varied dynamics. This was very emotive and the texture of your voice fits very well.
While you did sing this song very well, I would suggest that you work on your vocal runs if you're going to include them, as well as on projecting emotion, especially in songs that are meant to be emotion-driven.
Someone to hold you too close, someone to hurt you too deep. Someone to sit in your chair, to ruin your sleep. Somebody hold me too close, somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive. Make me confused. Somebody force me to care. Somebody make me come through. I'll always be there, as frightened as you, to help us survive. Being alive, being alive, being alive.
This was a great song choice, and you had really strong emotional presence throughout the song. I will say you should work on keeping your voice steady during those whole notes and held notes, because you tended to veer slightly off pitch. Otherwise, I think this is one of your best performances this season.
Ceonn, how big are your lungs? That's a rhetorical question. To be honest, I don't like this genre, but it's undeniable that you did a really good job. You had good emotion and the long notes are impressive, as well as the raspiness you use on some notes. You are good with variation, also regarding song choices throughout this competition. It did sound like you sang off pitch close to the end though, but this is often something I find hard about judging musical songs, because the vocals and the instruments often don't fall into place in a way that I like. It often sounds like they're in two different keys, but apparently that's the way it should be sung. I just find it a bit odd. I did listen to the original though, so I must say it stung a bit more in your version. But still, this was an unexpected song choice and it definitely stood out from the rest, and that's usually positive.
I understand that you're trying to fit the style of musical theater, but I would have preferred just a little bit taller tone, something just slightly more mature with a little bit less of an edge. But wow, your support is really great. Your breath support on all of your sustained notes just gave them enough body and enough oomph to be very impressive.
Hello YouTube Idol. For the Feeling Blue theme, it was very hard to narrow down what I wanted, but in the end I decided to go with something that I personally relate to, which is growing up without a father. And the song that embodied that most for me was Endless Night from The Lion King. It's very spiritual and beautiful and has different interpretations from theology to getting over loss, so I hope anybody who's going through a hard time will find solace in this song just like I did. So please enjoy Endless Night.
Where has the starlight gone? Dark is the day. Father, I feel so alone. You promised you'd be there whenever I needed you. Whenever I called your name, you're not anywhere. I'm trying to hold on, just waiting to hear your voice. One word, just a word will do to end this nightmare. I know that the night must end, and that the sun will rise, and that the sun will rise. I know that the clouds must clear, and that the sun will shine, and that the sun will shine. I know, yes I know, the sun will rise. Yes I know, I know, the clouds must clear. I know that the night must end. I know that the sun will rise, and I'll hear your voice deep inside. I know that the night must end, and that the clouds must clear. Well, the sun will rise. Well, the sun will rise.
Very emotional and a little loose because of it, but that last note really, really sparkled. This entry was communicative and fairly musical, very far from robotic, but not perfect either.
This was a really great song choice, and you had fantastic emotional presence throughout the song. I will say that sometimes less vibrato is better than more, but otherwise you gave a very solid performance.
Ginga, as we know, you aren't afraid to exaggerate. But now that we know you will always bring plenty enough energy, it's okay to pull back just a little bit. Because with the crying there in the beginning, it got a bit cringeworthy for me. It was just too much. Throughout the song, it sounds like you're on the verge of tears, which is good for a sad song, but if there is a line, you crossed it. Still, it would be much worse if you brought too little emotion, so I still say you did very well. And I actually got a few goosebumps there on the last note, so keep up the good work.
What's up, everybody? This is Kiba. And last week, it was really cool to be one of the top 2 submissions, so thank you everybody who liked my submission. This week for Feeling Blue, I'll be doing Mad World, originally by Tears for Fears, in the style of Adam Lambert. I really like this song, and I think it emits a lot of emotion, so I hope you guys enjoy my rendition. See you soon.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for the daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Made you feel the way that every child should. Sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me, no one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kinda funny, I find it kinda sad. Then dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Mad world. Mad
Your higher register is unreal. I mean, as I was listening towards the end, I thought, how much higher can you go? Shit! Are you sure you don't have a little woman sitting in your mouth singing? You'd better take a trip to the dentist. Anyways, jokes aside, I did notice you have a whine to your voice occasionally, which brought the quality down a bit. But other than that, you surely gave us your all. Soft singing, belting, high notes, vibrato, shifting between diaphragm and head voice, it all was there to make it a really well-rounded performance. Really good song choice, and you pulled it off amazingly.
I appreciate that you tried to add your own twists to the song, but some of your embellishments came across as tacked on or awkward. However, the momentum and strength in your upper range never ceases to impress.
The only real negative I could find in your submission is that sometimes the facial expressions in the video could be distracting from the vocals. Otherwise, truly well done.
Hey everyone, last episode was an absolute blast to do, and I was pleasantly and very happily surprised with the results. This round, I am taking some of the comments from the judges on board and trialing a song that doesn't use head voice, so I can put a little bit more power into it to show a little bit more versatility, and I hope that you guys like it.
Somebody told me you got a new friend. Does she love you better than I can? Stilettos and broken bottles, I'm standing so near, the lights come on, the music dies, but you don't see me standing there. I just came to say goodbye.
What can I say? Wow! I think that basically sums up what I've felt about all your submissions in the final stage. Lately, you've never failed to give me a wow feeling from your submissions, and that's a very important factor to have in this competition. You sound more and more professional after each entry, and I do notice improvement. The maturity in your voice continues to impress me, and your vibrato is just exquisite. I also love people who emphasize consonants, especially the N's and the M's, and you do that, so well done. However, as far as power goes, I wouldn't exactly call this belting, this is more mezzo forte than forte, so I'm still not convinced in that area. But I'm also not convinced you're going to get eliminated, so good job.
Kim, this was another phenomenal performance from you. However, I'm with Petri on this one. I would have loved to hear you belt some of those notes.
I liked your soft consonants and your phrases release well. I wish you would have pushed yourself a little bit more dynamically, adding more push and pull to the song, but this is by no means a bad entry.
I chose to sing 7 Years by Lucas Graham. While most people wouldn't listen to this song and immediately think it's a sad song, I do because I kind of had my childhood robbed from me when I was growing up. That's also why I chose to put images of kids living their lives and having a lot of fun in the video to reflect that. I hope my message is clear and I hope you enjoy the song. Thank you.
Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. It was a big, big world, but we thought we were bigger. Pushing each other to the limits, we were learning quicker. By 11, smoking herb and drinking burning liquor. Never rich, so we were out to make that steady figure. Once I was 11 years old, my daddy told me, go get yourself a wife or you'll be lonely. Once I was 11 years old. I always had that dream like my daddy before me. So I started writing songs, I started writing stories. Something about that glory just always seemed to bore me. Cause only those I really love will ever really know me. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told. Before the morning sun when life was lonely. Once I was 20 years old. I only see my goals, I don't believe in failure. Cause I know the smallest voices, they can make it major. I got my boys with me, at least those in favor. And if we don't meet before I leave, I hope I see you later. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told. I was writing about everything I saw before me. Once I was 20 years old.
This was a very clean performance. I will suggest that you work on emotional projection as well as adding texture to your singing.
A much better range compared to some of your other entries. You added some interesting phrasing, which I assume was intentional. You stayed within the bounds of a pretty safe box, though. It was pretty good. I just hope you push yourself further to really convince me of what you sang.
Star, if you have to explain why a song is sad, it is not a good song choice for this theme. You did not project the amount of emotion I was expecting for this theme. Actually, I didn't feel anything, so that's not good. I like that your voice is a bit stronger in this than usual though. I do think you have improved throughout this competition. But since this entry is very safe, there isn't that much for me to comment on. It's rather monotone and don't have any interesting quirks or dynamic variation. It's better to take a risky song choice and fail than a safe song choice and be boring. I need more emotion and dynamic variation from you. I also haven't heard that much vibrato from you. You also forget to utilize one of your strongest assets, the runs. So please be more careful with your song choice next time, if there is a next time.
We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't love anymore. What was all of it for? We don't talk anymore like we used to do. I just heard you found the one you've been looking for. I wish I would have known that it wasn't me. 'Cause even after all this time I still wonder why I can't move on just the way you did so easily. Don't wanna know what kind of dress you're wearing tonight, if he's holding on to you so tight the way I did before. I overdosed, should've known your love was a game. Now I can't get you out of my brain. Ooh, it's such a shame. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to do. We don't love anymore. What was all of it for? We don't talk anymore like we used to do.
Thanks for watching. See you soon with the result.
The maturity, the